Alrighty, hi. So here is our ethical presentation. This is the scenario that we have. Basically, this is the NASW Code of Ethics of what is deemed ethical or unethical in the standards of social work or the practice of social work that we as social workers will have to follow. Now, in regarding the scenario, these are the conflicts that the social worker has found hard to abide by. So basically, we have 1.05 cultural awareness and social diversity. Because the couple is in a lesbian relationship, the social worker will have to set aside any personal values and beliefs regarding a person's sex, race, sexual orientation, etc., in order to be effective and see if the placement is best instead of determining if the couple is fit. 1.07 Privacy and confidentiality. Because the status of the relationship was given, the couple asks for the information not to be disclosed. The social worker is aware of the judge's bias of same-sex couples. However, according to the code, the social worker will only have to disclose information if it is deemed necessary and relevant. Consultation. Because of the conflict, the social worker should consult a colleague. Seeking advice without breaking confidentiality would be within the guidelines of the Code of Ethics. 3.09 Commitments to employer. Because of the conflict, the social worker should be aware of all policies that dictate what information regarding the foster parent's relationship needs to be disclosed. And finally, 4.04 dishonesty, fraud, and deception. Because of this code, the social worker would have to decide if violating the code of ethics is worth risking her job. Social workers should act with integrity. They cannot be dishonest or deceptive with clients, self-judges, employer, etc. Here we have our demographics. Now, we also have on this page the Nevada Foster and Adoption Guidelines deeming someone who wants to be a foster parent. Please note that you can be single and a same-sex couple, married or widowed, in order to be qualified. It doesn't matter your race either. Also, please note if you have a spouse or partner, they are also required to complete the in-home study processes and training. Now we have the Reamer framework in order to resolve any type of social work conflict or dilemma. Step 1, identify the ethical issues included in the social work values and ethics that conflict. So the ethical issue is, should the social worker disclose the relationship? Codes that conflict are 1.05, 1.07, 2.05, 3.09, and 4.04. The social worker's values and ethics are conflicting with her job obligations to report all information regarding the placement of the foster child to the court and employer. The social worker could put herself at risk with her licensure, employer, relationship with client, and integrity if she doesn't follow the code of ethics. If their sexual orientation is disclosed, the social worker fears the judge would be biased and discriminate against individuals in the LGBT community. However, in accordance to the Nevada foster care and adoption policy, any same-sex couples could qualify to foster a child. The social worker must also consult a colleague regarding the matter. However, the social worker doesn't want to violate the confidentiality policy with the clients. Step 2 is basically any parties that could be affected. So, of course, the foster child, the parents, the social worker's job are all needed and necessary to report any type of information that was disclosed. Of course, the DCSSF, and of course the court system, because any type of resources that may have went into conducting a hearing or emergency care would be affected. Now, step 3, we have 3 different options of what the social worker could do. Option 1 would be if the social worker chose not to disclose the foster parent's relationship to the court. The social worker will not be living up to the code of ethics standards or duties as a social worker. She could face serious consequences with employee and court system. Licensure, trust, and integrity would be in question. The social worker clients would not trust her with any more additional confidential information. Option 2 would be if the social worker disclosed the relationship to the court. The social worker may be upset with herself if the judge rejects the foster parents' petition to be legal guardians of the teen. The foster parents may want another social worker or feel that the current one isn't able to be trusted. The social worker may be a violation of confidentiality policies with clients, court, and employer. And also, the social worker could be in accordance with the job standards, policies, and acting with integrity. Now, option 3 is if the social worker chose to talk with the teen. Now, the social worker could have a private conversation with the teen, but keep in mind Senate Bill 257 requires that if the social worker does speak with the teen, all information that the teen has given out is considered confidential. However, the social worker is required to report it. The foster parents may be upset with the social worker if they're discussing their personal relationship with the teen or question if the social worker really wants to place the child in their home. Lastly, the social worker would know the best plan of action would determine the placement or which placement is best. Step 4 and 5 basically just gives the client and the foster child options and resources outside of the agency. So, of course, asking the teen where she would like to be placed would be great. Asking the teen, does she get the love, support, and nurturing she needs inside and outside of the home would be great for determining placement. Making sure the foster parents know their rights for fostering and adopting a teen as members of the LGBTQ community, regardless of the outcome of getting the child or not. Finally, speaking with a family attorney and colleagues who have gone through the process of placement of a teen to same-sex couples. And then we have steps 6 and 7. So this is where we would document everything and make our decision. So the social worker made note that of the fears and concerns that influenced the foster parents' decision to withhold the nature of the relationship from the court and agency. She reassured them that in the state of Nevada, they're eligible to have a child placed with them regardless of sexual orientation. The social worker also informed the foster parents of why she had to disclose her relationship because of the policy with the court and employer, but reassured them only relevant information would be relayed. The social worker also gave the foster parents booklets and other resources for same-sex foster parents and support groups. The social worker has found no reason why the teen should not be placed with the couple. The teen also has indicated that she wanted to stay in the home with the couple because of the love and attention she's received from them. After consulting with colleagues and speaking with the foster parents, the teen privately, the social worker determined that the best placement for the child would be with the couple. The social worker will document all information about the case and family. She will also document all conversations and meetings held with a colleague regarding any confidential information that could have been disclosed earlier. Finally, the social worker will continue to monitor the family after placement has been made permanent. This will ensure that the teen has been placed in the best possible home and situation. And then lastly, of course, we have our reference page. And thank you for viewing.